ladies and gentlemen, how you doing today? My name is Bilify, and today we are here to counter a glove. What glove is that? Why, of course it's the Druid glove! And these are going to be the awesome goobers that are going to be helping us to figure out what counters this brand new Druid glove. We got Bio, Crafty, Viewer, Sho, and Kli. There's probably going to be more that join throughout, but let's get into this. Default's going to be one of the top counters for this. So if you get hit, you can use the default Fart Blast to evade. So don't worry, brand new users, you're safe. Now the rocks. All right, if you get hit, you can go into rock form, but the problem here is the vines will still stick on you and their timer pauses while you're in the rock. So as soon as you get out of the rock, the timer for the vines to remove will continue to go. So you're gonna have to sit there and wait for them to walk away before you unrock so that your timer can go away. So that aspect of the rocks, I don't like. The rocks will, however, keep you protected if you see them coming after you and you can get out and go then. But it's not gonna work if you've already been hit. With the Z glove, you can avoid the hit by sleeping. If you're not sleeping, this is not gonna protect you at all. So this is another 50%. If you get trapped, you can use stun to keep them from getting near you, but this is a deterrent, not a counter. Now, will Dream do the same thing that it did with Rhythm against the Parry Glove? This might actually work. So we're hit. Oh yeah, same thing. Yeah, as long as you take your glove out, you can avoid this tangle root that's going on here, which is hilarious. Dream is definitely gonna make it on our top counters list. If you're golden, can you escape? I know it won't hit you, but can you escape with it? So if you've been hit, you can use the golden ability to get out of it and walk forward. You can also use this ability to not get hit if they're coming after you, as long as you're golden. Can you use Cheeky to escape? So you can use the Cheeky to escape, but you have to make sure that you're not in the air when you do it. You must be on the ground, because if not, it will break your character. We're gonna put Cheeky at the top of our list as well. Can you reverse the vines? You can't do it after you've been hit, but can you reverse them if they're coming after you? Oh, you can, yeah. If somebody throws the vines at you, you can use the reverse to give them the effect. Reverse is going to be a massive W here. So if you've been hit with vines, can you use Shukuchi to go after somebody? All right, so we've been hit. Oh, you can. Okay, so you can use Shukuchi to hit them back, and by the time you're out of your Shukuchi ability, then the Druid Vine should be off of you. So we are going to give Shukuchi not a top counter, but it's going to be a good counter to use. So if you're being chased by a Druid user, you can use the Woah if you do get hit by those vines to push them away from you until you get out of those vines. That's a good deterrent, but I wouldn't say a counter. Can you Adios out of vines? You can. Ooh, Adios can work. But the problem with Adios is they get their ability back a lot faster than you get your relocate ability. Would I recommend the Adios? Probably not. But can it work? Yes, it can. Balloony can be a really good counter. You should always have balloons with you, but just jump. Just jump until their ability is done. And the good thing with Balloony is you can continue to fight, and as soon as they get their ability back and they're ready to fight, you can just keep jumping over it. So Balloony actually might get a top tier counter. Ooh, interesting. That's another dynamic Viewer just said. With the roots, if you do get root balled, if you pop the balloons, you can just jump up in the air and waste time until this root ball is off of you. Balloony can work in two dynamic ways, so Balloony's actually going to get a top tier counter from us because you can use it before and after and be good. You always have your deterrent gloves like Track and Tableflip and Ping Pong and Slicer. Those are good deterrents, but they're not counters for this. Can you use the Homerun glove to reset your speed if you've been tangled up in webs? All right, so if you've been tangled, if you pop your ability, yeah, you can start moving with it. Okay, so you can use Homerun in that aspect to evade and escape, but your ability takes quite a long time, so it can be very tricky dealing with them if they're really good at knowing what they're doing. So we're only going to put Homerun at about like a 50. Can you evade it with Whirlwind? All right, so if you get hit, oh yeah, you could use the Whirlwind, but you're still stuck, because after you get hit, you're still going to be entangled until this route is done. If you get vined, can you go into the Thor ability and shoot people away from you until you get out of the vines? Alright, so you get vined, you can get into this and push them back, and by the time you are out, you are free to go. But the problem with Volt is, look how long it takes. They've already got their ability back, and I'm not even halfway there yet. So that's the major issue with Thor. Are you able to parry away some of the vines? I doubt it. If you do end up getting vined, you can jump parry or jump dash with the parry, but it takes your ability away, so it's kind of meh. You can, however, parry on the ground here if they come up to slap you. That can work, but you cannot parry the roots. What about Jebaited? Yeah, you still get vined, but the good thing with this is if somebody goes to slap you, they're gonna get Jebaited. If you do end up getting flown off the edge here, then you get brought right back up to where you just used your ability. So it's not like super crazy, but it can definitely trick them. So I like Jebaited, but not the best. The Guardian Angel will save your friend if they get vinded and hit off the edge, but not really anything crazy with it. During God's Hand's time stop, are they able to use their ability during the time stop itself. And it looks like it is absolutely. So with God's Hand, be very careful because they can use this on you if you try to chase them down. And as a God's Hand, there's not going to be anything you can do because you're frozen. So Acrobat won't remove the vines or bypass them. You can roll, but it will not change your speed. Once you get caught, you're caught. So the greatest way to use this is to dodge to the side, but you have to be a little bit farther away. The closer you are, the harder it is going to be, but you can still roll while tangled up. So we'll give the Acrobat like a rough 50% counter. You could sneak catch him with Bust, but that's not really going to save you at all. What about phase? Can you phase yourself through, or if you've been tangled? All right, so if you've been hit, you can use the phase and you're good to go. That removes it and you cannot be hit. Phase doing its thing, saving. The Bomb, Bubble, Jet, Shard, and Bob Gloves are all going to be deterrents, because if you have them coming after you, you could always throw bombs at them. It's not really going to be the most vital thing for you. Neither is the Bubble. The Jet, if you can live long enough, maybe. The Shard, you can slow them down. And with Bob, if you get vined, you can just cast Bob on them. Those are all great deterrents, but not counters. Can you jump over them with Moon? So if you see them shooting, you can jump over this, but if you do end up getting stuck, as soon as they come over to slap you, you can just jump in the air with Moon and kind of waste their time a little bit and see if you can evade. If we get hit here and we drop to the ground, we wait for them to get closer and then we jump, that can possibly save you. You're gonna get beat up a lot, but it can definitely save you in a pinch if there's like just one that's targeting you. Jupiter falls in line with Moon because it's the counter opposite of Moon. It's super heavy, so if you get hit, you're not really gonna go that far, but you're still gonna be stuck. Same thing with the hybrid. It's the same thing with Jupiter with the yellow mode. Can you pop a Slapple tree? The best method I would probably say for this is if you do end up getting vined, once you're here, just use your ability and then just sit up in the tree until you are out of those vines and then go back down to attack. Slapple can be a very good counter and a very good way to escape if they're chasing you down. I'm not going to put top counter, but I'm going to put it up there at one of the higher ones. If you're on Larry, can you escape the vines? You are fully safe from the vines as long as you are on Larry. But once you're off Larry, yeah, you're not good. So that's kind of like a mean one. You can also spawn Larry if you've been tangled up in the vines. Can you use charge to escape the vines? It will not reset your speed, so you're still gonna be stuck, but can you move at least? All right, so we've been hit. We could use this definitely to charge back after somebody. Charge isn't gonna be like a super viable option because they will have their ability 3 times before you get yours back. Glitch can be a good deterrent. If they end up vining you, you can just send them up in a glitch to where they won't be able to slap you. One might say that this could even be a counter, but the problem with it is you're gonna get hit with vines, with glitch, and you're not gonna be able to move. So that's why I would only list it as a deterrent, because once they get close enough to you to slap, that's when you put them up in the glitch. And by the time they're down from the glitch, you're free from the vines. Borderline counter, but I like to say it's a deterrent. You can flop around with a fish, even if you've been vined, but it's not gonna reset your speed. So you'll still be trapped, but you can at least flop around and like not fly off the edge if you do end up having that happen to you. And the good thing with flop is you pretty much match the timers of their ability, so this can work even when they get their ability back. Can you hit Voodoo clones with this? This would make for some interesting combos. All right, so absolutely. Oh yeah, they do get caught up with those vines. Now, if you are able to leech a vine user, are they still able to cast out their vines? Or druid user, sorry. I keep saying vines. I'm probably gonna continue to say vines, I'm not gonna lie. All right, so if you slap someone and they have the vines, can they use the ability? No, they cannot. So leash can counter, but the problem with leash is it's a slap. And if they know you're coming to slap them, they're just gonna continuously throw vines at you. So I can't label this as a top counter, even though it can fully nullify them once they are slapped. So can you use the Sparky if you've been tangled up in this mysterious web? All right, we've been hit. Now, we can definitely use the Sparky to kind of evade, but we're starting off slow. Just keep that in mind. And you can also be hit with those vines as you're going along as well. So you gotta watch out for that too. So Sparky's good, but not the solution. So you could use Boogie for like defensive purposes. If they go to slap you, all you'd have to do is just pop your Boogie. So if we were to get hit by vines and they get close to you, just pop their Boogie and they will not be able to slap you. They can still cast out those vines like you're seeing from a distance. So that would be something to use as like a panic-wise, like, oh god, I'm about to be slapped. Pop the Boogie. You can't be slapped. You can only just be hit with more vines. If you've been vined, can you recall? All right, so if you get hit and you recall, you still have the vines on you. Oh, what? So with recall, if you get hit by the vines, it bugs out heavily. All right, so we get hit again. If we use recall, you are good. I mean, it can save you. It definitely can save you, but the problem is it has weird functionalities with it. Like sometimes it'll shoot you off a mile away. Recall's a W, but an interesting W. Now, if you use the Quake, can you reset your speed and escape the tangled webs or the tangled vines? I say webs, vines. You know what I mean. All right, so we get hit here. Oh yeah, you could definitely use the Quake to reset your speed and you're good to go. But the big problem is they get their ability back twice as fast as you do. You're not going to be able to fight as much with the Quake ability. Are you able to Psycho Telekinesis jump if you've been tangled in those webs of vines? See, I doubled it up this time. Webs and vines. Now, you can indeed double jump with telekinesis, but you are stuck. The good thing is you get your ability back so fast that even when you do get vined, you can just keep going around in different directions as long as you don't mess up your jump. Now, let's see. Are they able to use their ability? Oh, yeah. They can use their ability while you have them held, so be very careful. Psycho's not going to get a full top-tier counter, but it's something that's very good. If you get stuck in the vines, will the Rob save you? All right, so if you've been hit by the vines, you can absolutely use the Rob and then escape with it. And you won't get hit by vines in Rob anyway, so you just got to watch out for how long it takes you to regain your ability after you eat someone. Because once you do that, then you're going to have a long cooldown, so I probably wouldn't put this at top tier. I just put this as a good option. Now, here comes the other part of the dream, the rhythm. This should be exactly like Dream. All you'd need to do is just equip and unequip your gloves. Yep. As soon as you get hit by the vine, just unequip and equip your glove and you're good to go. You can free wall. So we're going to give Rhythm a top tier trophy. With Hitman, if you have the guns, you can shoot them away from you. Or if you have the jump dash, if you get caught up in those vines, you can jump and dash. But this isn't a solid option. Not when you have somebody targeting you with the vines. Now the Retro should be a top tier counter. Fighting beforehand, you can kill it, absolutely. But even if you do get hit by these vines, you can use this bomb to blow yourself back into the center. And you get it back pretty fast to where you're not really going to have to worry about having them spam it on you. And if they get close to you, you could just swap to the Banhammer and you could still use the Banhammer while in this form. I like Retro. I'm going to put this as a top tier counter even though you still get hit by all these vines. Now with Alchemist, if you have the invincibility potion popped, you get hit by the vines. Alright, so if you have the invincible potion on, you cannot be hit by any of the vines that are traveling at you at Mach speed. Use the invincibility and then go craft like an explosion potion or anything else that you could use to counteract this. I love Alchemist. I'm going to put this at the top. I don't know why I died. I'm going to put this at the top of the counters. And then, of course, you could always fight vines with vines and go after that method. That does work. And those are going to be our counters for this glove here. Ladies and gentlemen, what do you think about this glove here, huh? Which counter surprised you the most? For me, I would probably say I didn't expect Zzz to counteract the roots that were coming out of the ground. The best counter in my head, I would probably say maybe reverse, just due to the fact that you can give them back the effects. That or rhythm. Rhythm might be my favorite. Let me know what yours is in the comment section below. Shout out to this amazing group of people right here. We had Kli, we had Cyborg, Sprag, Kai's, Tier, Bio, Sho, Carl, Crafty is Pro, Andrew. We had them all today. There was a bunch of awesome people, including viewer who ended up leaving. But ladies and gentlemen, I hope that way too much chaos sprung there at the end. I hope that every single one of you have an amazing rest of your day or night whenever you do end up watching this, and I shall see you in the next one. Later!